I wanted to measure your success as an employee, what matters most. Welcome to this week's live. Now, last year we made a lot of content, but this year we're going live every single week.
We go live every single week?
Yeah, dude, that's what we need to do to dominate this industry. Guys, follow us on every social platform, subscribe on YouTube. Now let's get into this week's episode and head into the studio. What's up, guys? I'm Kyle Milan. It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. That means it is time to talk about some marketing and give you guys some tips. For those of you that are new to the content, I go live every Tuesday, whether it's talking about marketing, sales, news, etc. And it's like, why do you go live every Tuesday, Kyle? Because you love creating content so much? Yes, I do. But what I love more is providing you guys with information that you can implement today and start using. So a wise man once said, give away for free what others make people pay for. And that's what I'm here to do. All of our content is free. We push it out there. We're trying to teach you, help you. If you want to work with us, cool. Head over to milanmedia.com and we will have a conversation. You can book time directly with me to talk about what your struggles are with your growth. But in the meantime, grab some popcorn or some sushi or some lunch and let's talk about landing pages today. That's what we're talking about, landing pages. Such an argument. Every company I talk to, I'm like, what do you think of landing pages? And it's just like this difference of two things. Either landing page is a standalone page without a menu, without being able to go anywhere, or a landing page is within your website. It's just a page that people land on. So the difference doesn't really matter what you think it is or what you feel should be defined as a landing page. It's just basically a place where you want people to go to and traffic gets sent to for them to then take some sort of action. Now, if we go into the different methods that are used for landing pages, I mean, it's everything. It could be landing pages for email. It could be landing pages for paid media. It could be landing pages for a show promotion. A landing page is just that, a place where you want to send people to. That is at your website, yes, but this is targeted, directed traffic. This is when somebody takes an action, click something that you put out there, that they go specifically to a page. So we're going to go through the tips and the best things about a landing page and how to make those conversions even greater for you guys. Let's jump into the board. So number one, what's the number one thing? Relevancy. It has to be relevant. You have to make sure that wherever you're sending this traffic is relevant to whatever it is that they clicked. So let's say that you're doing this with PPC, paid media, and you've got an ad up there and you're talking about a specific product or service of yours, a specific industry, a specific pain point, a specific problem that they have, whatever it is. You want, when they click it, you want them to then go to a page that is talking about that problem or talking about what you talked about. But too often, most companies are like, oh, we're going to sell this thing. Just send them to that page. Here's the issue with that. Can that work? Yes, it can. You can take one of your service pages. You can take one of your offerings. You can take one of your internal pages. And can you send traffic there? 1000% yes. Is it the best? Is it like if your job depended on your ROAS, which is return on ad spend, if your job depended on it, would you send it to that traffic or send it to that site? Or would you rather develop something that's custom for that audience? I think everybody here would agree. I mean, custom is way better, but I don't have the time. Okay, I get that. Then don't run the ad. You want the traffic to go to a page that is optimized for that specific pain point, search phrase, keyword, etc. Even now on Google with Google Ads, they are rewarding and increasing the quality score of landing pages and of ads that are going to something that's more relevant. They look at your page that you're sending it to and you're like, you were talking about roofing and this page mentions roofing, but it also talks about plumbing and contractors, etc., etc. Ideally, Google wants to see you only talk about that one thing. That's optimizing your page for that campaign. So you kill two birds with one stone. Number one, you've got a page optimized for search traffic on paid. Number two, you got a page optimized for organic search traffic, but it has to be relevant. So start with number one with the relevancy. Number two, whether it's hosted without a menu structure or with a menu structure, my personal opinion, like you guys may not care, my personal opinion is put in a menu. Now, the rule of thumb with landing pages is like I only want them to do one thing. There's only one action that they can take place, and that will work in specific situations where you're like you want to drive people to a landing page that has the copy that is relevant, but there's only one action they can take. They can't go look at the rest of the pages of your site. So depending on the business that you're in and the type of persona you're going after, that can work to where you lock them in. They can't go to the homepage or about us. There is no menu at the top. It just goes straight landing pages. Here's the downside to it, that if you feel like your potential customer needs to learn more before making a decision, and I don't mean they can't just read a page. Like if you look at landing page structure, all of the gurus out there will tell you like, oh, you got to have social proof and you got to have a big claim and you got to have all this stuff. And people think that they read through this page and they take action at the bottom to purchase or show their intent. And that can work, but most of the time it just doesn't. So if your audience needs further education, needs to build more trust with you that you can solve their problem, isn't just interested in clicking like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is good copy. And yeah, they've got social proof here. And all these testimonials are 100% accurate, right? And then they're like, yeah, I want to opt in. Most of the time, it doesn't happen if they need to build trust. So they want to be able to go and say, wait, who are these people? I want to learn more about them. I want to look at all their services, all their offering. There's three things that they're going to do. Number one, they're going to click out and search your company name and then go through Google, which that messes with your lead source and deal source when you track this through a CRM because it comes through as an organic. Number two, they could just be like, I don't know these guys. I don't trust them. They're locking me in. I'm out of here and just leave. Or number three, they could go to social and look you up other ways, but they're trying to like build that trust somewhere. Now, ideally, you make it easy for them to go. So my opinion, for most cases, if they need to build trust, put it in a menu structure. Number three, there has to be a single CTA. That is clear. So if we're looking at a page design, let me design a page right here. So this is your landing page, and you've got some cool hero image, and maybe you've got some menu options up here, and then you've got some text area, and then another image or a video there. That's a triangle, Laura. Looks like a duck face. It looks like a bed. Okay, so I'm making a bed here, according to Laura. So this is your pillow, aka your hero image. It does kind of look like a bed. Should I put like a little cat? Like, here's my cat. Here's my cat picture. Is that good, or does that look like the devil? It's a cat. All right, Laura says it's a cat. So here's my cat trying to get on my bed, aka your prospect trying to get into your landing page. So then you've got more text down here. These are not ruffles of a sheet, and so on and so forth. And then a lot of times people put the CTA right there. CTA. The problem is that if you're relying on them scrolling all the way down to the call to action, you're probably not going to get it. Now you could put in Hotjar, Crazy Egg, all these different platforms or these different tools on top of it and be like, so how far do people scroll? Where do they click? All that stuff. But you want to try and put the CTA someplace that's easy, like up here or over here, to where it's just easy to get to. Now, if I keep building this page, aka the bed, and let's say your page is huge, you got a skinny long bed. By time, like most people are gonna stop, like this is 25% of the page scroll. Wow, that is bad. That's 25% of the page scroll. Let's say that this is 50. Let's say that this is 75. If you've got all of this copy, all in these sections here, then the chances of them clicking your call to action down here are pretty slim. So the goal is, like, in my opinion, leave it at that top 25%. Like, this is the window that you want to be in. put a CTA at the top. You can put it in the middle. Placement doesn't really matter. Try different things, but that's what you want to do. You want to have this call to action easy and clear, and you want it to be one. You don't want to then have, let's say you got this little pop-up with an X that's going to slide in from the side, and it's like that's got more text and another button. You want to turn all that stuff off, turn off all of your distractions, turn off all of your different things. You want one clear call to action. You want the call to action text to be very basic. Don't get too fancy with it. It doesn't have to be like, learn more about how we can increase your exposure to blah blah blah, or learn more about how we can save your efficiency, or learn how we can help redesign your kitchen. It's just contact us, call us, schedule your visit, just like 2-3 words. So when you get to the button, so your CTA button should just be real clear. Call us. Maybe 3 words, right? And then that link goes to whatever it is that you're tracking, and you got to make sure that you're tracking. So if we go back up to my points, so number 3, CTA is clear. Number 4, how are you tracking it? How are you tracking it? Are you going to track that click? Are you tracking the source, where they came from? Number 1, you have to track the source, because ideally, if you're doing any sort of outbound marketing or inbound through paid, you're going to want to know exactly where it came from. You're going to have multiple sources that are going after. So you've got a PPC campaign through Google, Bing, etc. You've got outbound email marketing. You've got social that's talking about this. So if you build out your strategy, you're like, this is what we want. What's the goal for the second half of 2025 that we're coming up to? My goal is I want more of this or these 2 things. Okay, how are we going to do it? We're going to do it with these 3-4 verticals. We're going to run paid ads. We're going to go after organic. We're going to do outbound email marketing, and we're going to do something on social. Okay, so if that's the goal and you're sending traffic to this landing page, then you want to be able to know where do those people come from, because you're going to sit at the end of the month with your marketing agency, maybe it's us or your internal team, and you're going to be like, hey, how's it going with that landing page with the bed and the cat on the side? How's that doing? And you're going to be like, dude, we're crushing. We got 1,800 views on that landing page. Okay, break me down the source of that. Oh, well, it's like this one shows web and this one shows social. No, I want to know exactly what is the source. So it could be the UTM parameters. So you got to make sure that in your URL, www.domain, who types in do you type in www anymore? I don't think anybody does that, but still there's people that say, like, don't forget the triple dubs. Your domain.com / put in your UTM. Your UTM are just the parameters that are telling Google, hey, this came from this source, this campaign, these words, etc. You can put whatever it is, the bed and the cat campaign. You put that in the UTM. So then when you're looking at your pie chart and you're breaking into slivers, you can know who came from what, right? So you have to track it with UTM. Then you look at the monthly report. You're like, what happened? So I got the source of the lead or the traffic coming in here. Then I got people that actually clicked. Okay, where did they come from? Well, they came from that source. How many of those people clicked and converted? So once they became a lead, did they convert into buying from you? Whether you're B2B or B2C, it doesn't matter. Either they schedule a call with you to talk, they're in your sales pipeline somehow into a lead to an actual deal, or they purchase your $9.99 service where you're going to teach them different yoga positions. That does not matter. What matters is that you're tracking it, because then once you're done tracking it, you can look at your performance, not just 1 month, because that's not going to show you anything, but 2-3 months of performance and say, hey, what are the trends here? Oh, I'm getting more stuff from here. Now you're going to look at those different verticals, right? If you're doing email marketing, you're already tracking those metrics, and you're looking at this email versus that email, or these times versus those times, or this platform versus that platform. On paid media, you're looking at 12 different headlines, 15 different headlines. Maybe you're running something with display. You got different images, different graphics, different logos, variations. So you got all the different creative behind how you're trying to get the traffic to it. You measure where do they come from, and then what did they do, and then go backwards and say, this one's getting more, so maybe we want to put some more attention into the email marketing side. But none of that matters in the strategy if you aren't sending them to a landing page that converts. Like, that's what it all comes down to. You can't just throw up a page on your existing site. You can't just throw up a landing page and be like, this is what I think is best, because you and I, What we think is best does not matter. It's what the market shows you is best based on their engagement. So if you've got this cool page here and you've got all of this information here, maybe the market says like maybe you have like a 2% conversion or click through rate on this. And maybe like you want to remove this image here, remove all this text and just have the call to action be like right here, big CTA. And then maybe you've got a break and then some more text and maybe some images, right? Like you can talk to any marketer and they'll be like, "Oh, I think that you should have a grid pattern because then blah 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 blah." Everybody has opinions. That stuff doesn't matter. Put whatever you think out there is going to like your audience better than anybody. Put what you think matters to them based on your conversations, based on your marketing, based on what your sales team says. That's the fastest way to get the truth is salespeople. What questions are they asking you on the calls if you don't have access to call recording? What questions are they asking you? What are the common complaints? What are the common objections? What are the common issues? Take all that information and create the landing page with handling those complaints, issues, objections, etc., pain points that they have. Put that at the top. Hey, do you currently have an issue, have these 6 issues or one of these 6 issues? If you do, click here because we're here to solve them for you. Basically, like you're not going to be that basic, but that's essentially what you're trying to do. Be relevant. I put an ad in front of you. You clicked it. You went to the landing page. I regurgitated what you thought I was going to. I'm talking about your pain point. From there, if you want to solve that pain point, click this button and let's go. But make it very simple, no distractions, one call to action. You can have the call to action button be numerous times on the page, but it's just one single call to action to take them to where you want them to go. You're controlling the flow and the user experience. Say, I got them to this page. Now I want them to click this button here. And then from there, I'm going to take it over. But you got to make sure that the rest of that is all built out. You got to make sure all the tracking's in place. Otherwise, you couldn't possibly optimize and improve it. So we've done this on every single client account, all of our ads. It's all about testing, seeing what works, making sure that the landing pages are customized to that traffic. That's what's working now. Stop being lazy. Don't just send them to traffic on one of your internal pages. You can, if you want, if that page is built for it. So we've got clients that have industries. We're like, hey, you guys serve 5 industries, but there's no industries drop down. We think that it's relevant not only for organic users coming to your site to be able to see their industry, but we're about to do an email marketing campaign. Where am I going to send that traffic to? I have to send that traffic to a place that's talking specifically about their pain points because they're going to be slightly different. So what are we going to do over the next 2 months? We're going to build out 5 industry landing pages. What are we going to do with those industry landing pages? We're going to send 3,000 people to it through some sequences or cold emails. Then we're going to run some paid media to those landing pages. So we're trying to cover up that industry when they're searching for your service or product. That is the way to do it. We'll be right back. Take a short break and answer any questions or comments live before we go on about our day. We'll be right back.
Hello, and welcome to the first annual Mylan Media Race. Today, 12 contestants will be facing off to see just who is the fastest employee in the office. In a pre-selected bracket in a one-on-one race, each employee will face off against each other to see who moves on to the next round. The brackets are as follows. Round 1, Kyle versus Josh. Round 2, Regina versus Laura. Round 3, Anne versus Allie. Round 4, Christian versus Alex. Round 5, Trinity versus Mason Palmer. And round 6, Andrew versus Colin. That's all of them, right? From then on, it'll be winner against winner until we finally find out who is the fastest in the office.
All right, guys. Hopefully you like that teaser of a video that is being released this Friday about the internal office race. Who is the fastest? As you'll see in that video, it started out as just a friendly game of like, hey, who runs funny? Then it turned into who runs the fastest. Then I threw money down on somebody and bet that they would be the fastest. Then it turned into a whole thing with pre-production, during production, and post. And of course, we went and did a little bit extra. So Be sure to subscribe to the Milan Media channel. Is that what it's on? Milan Media on YouTube to see that release of that race. It's pretty funny. It's like a 14-minute video, lots of bloopers, lots of funny stuff happening. Be sure to check it out. All right, Laura, let's get into these comments and questions. Let me clear out my bed in the background so it's just black. What do we got?
We got said, should you have multiple CTAs on a page? If you have a longer landing page, or have one that scrolls with the user?
So yeah, you can. I would test both, and I would track it with some sort of tracking, like Hotjars, Crazy Egg, something like that. You can have one that scrolls with it, but keep in mind that people are become blind to banners. So you can have one that scrolls with it. You should have links to the call to action multiple times on your page, especially if it's long, because you don't want to have somebody have to have somebody scroll and find it. So 100%. But the key is that call to action is just one action, right? You're trying to get to them to one page. I've seen so many landing pages where it's like, but if you don't want this here, you can subscribe to our newsletter, trying to get people. Like, you can do that with an exit intent call to action. Like, wait, before you leave, sign up to our newsletter. But yes, you can have it scroll on the side, just track the performance, determine who's clicking, like which one's getting the most engagement, and then from there, adjust your strategy.
How do you deal with a creative idea that flops?
Is this from Trinity?
Maybe.
A creative idea that flops. So number one, what you do is you tell the creative person that sucked, and you tell them that it flopped. I'm just kidding. So number one, what you do is you just move on. Like, that is going to flop. I'm going to think that this is dope and will hit. And then somebody else will be like, no, that's not going to work. It should be like this. None of it matters. It's all opinions, right? The market will determine what they actually like. So go into it with like, this is what I think, and this is what this person thinks, and have multiple creatives up there, put them up there, give it a certain amount of time, and see what the market says resonates most with them. And that's going to get the clicks and engagement. Then from there, learn what is the main difference between the two, create more variations to continue to test and refine until you get to a winner that's just like crushing it on click-through rate.
Gail Gardner wants to know, a common recommendation is that a landing page should only have one offer and all CTA links should go to the same place. Always true?
I would say most of the time true, with the exception of like an exit intent call to action. So if somebody's moving their mouse to hit the back button or close out of that tab, then I'd be totally fine with a pop-up that says before you leave, or like, hey, subscribe to our newsletter, want some more information. I'm totally fine with that. But yes, I would agree that it's going to be too confusing. Now, if the offer is like one of 3 packages, you can do that. If it's like, hey, send traffic to a page and you've got 3 options of packages to choose from, the goal is still convert them as a customer. But even still, I feel like some people will see like free trial, log in here, click here for a free trial, or if you want to buy it down here. I still feel like that's the wrong play. It should just be ideally one action. Do you want to take action on this page? What is that action? And just leave it at that. Laura's got her hands up. That means that's it. Hopefully I answered your guys' questions. We should get some photos of our content to post onto social media from one of our creative people. Oh, you didn't? Trinity didn't. All right, guys, be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube, both my YouTube channel and Milan Media, especially for that release of that funny racing video. We'll be back next week on Tuesday to go live over whatever the subject is. If you guys are watching this on replay, put comments in the comment section, or if you have questions, we're more than willing to go back and engage with those. Got a whole team here that does that. Lets me know what's going on, and then we answer those questions. I will see you on the next one.